Hello again and welcome to New England Hockey Journal. I'm Evan Marinofsky. Lots to get to in this one, including a visit from a local coaching legend. Longtime Arlington head coach John Messuri visits to talk about his program, the season, and his impending induction into the Mass Hockey Coaches Hall of Fame. We'll take a quick look back at the history made by Team USA at the World Juniors in early January in Ottawa. And the commissioner of the Eastern Hockey League stops by. Neil Ravin is here to discuss his league and all it's doing to promote the advancement of young players into the game of college hockey. But first to Weston, Massachusetts and the hockey program on the campus of the Rivers School, being led by a trio of 9th graders.
At left wing, number 21, Sam Pandolfo!
We've known each other for so long.
On the right, Vincent, number 17, Vince Sears!
The past however many years, maybe 6 or 7, we've been playing on the same line.
In the center, number 27, Carter Meyer!
Playing through Eagles and now Rivers, I think we just know each other well.
First with the Boston Junior Eagles, and now at Rivers, 9th graders Carter Meyer, Sam Pandolfo, and Finn Sears have made the boys prep hockey world take notice. Carter Meyer is the son of Rivers head coach Freddie Meyer. Red hot all season, Carter had 10 goals and 22 points in the team's first 9 games. In those same 9 games, Sears scored 9 goals, and Pandolfo had 15 points.
I think their connectivity, when they're playing well and they're playing together, they know where each other is, they communicate well, they go to areas where pucks are going to be, they help each other out, and obviously they know each other well on and off the ice, and I think that connectivity relationships has helped them have success on the ice.
Apparently, familiarity does not breed contempt.
Finn, super skilled, sees the ice really well.
Our cycle game has gotten better when we've played with Sam because he can help work down low, use his big frame and his body to get pucks.
When it comes down to it, and you need a goal, you're putting him on the ice, he's going to find the back of the net.
Each is just 15 years old, but well beyond their years when on the ice. Helped along, perhaps, from NHL guidance. Coach Meyer played parts of 7 seasons in the pros, and one-time Boston University teammate and current BU head coach Jay Pandolfo, a 2-time Stanley Cup winner, can be often spotted at Rivers games watching his son Sam.
It's been a great experience with him. His first year was there last year. Freddie does a great job, and they're a fun team to watch.
It's tricky when you have good friends and you're coaching their kids and potential relationships, but obviously him and I collectively see the game a lot alike in terms of what we wanted to instill for them as little kids up through high school, and I'm sure it's been fun for him too to watch from afar.
Freddie and Jay just done such a good job of developing me as a player and teaching me everything that I pretty much know. Since I was just learning how to play hockey, they were there.
The Rivers Big Three? Don't label them that. At least not yet. They know they have work to do.
Last year in the small school championship game, heartbreaking loss, so we want to be right back there and come out on top this time.
And to do that, they'll have to put in the work and do it together, which obviously has been the case up to now. It also might be the case in the future.
Hopefully I can make the national team.
I hope to make the national development team.
I'd love to make the national team development program. That's obviously a huge goal of mine.
And hopefully playing at a college one day, Hockey East.
I'd love to play in a Hockey East school at Bean Pot.
I hope to play at BU with them too, which would be pretty fun.
They're all going to be very good Division I hockey players, and then how much harder can I work? Can I set myself up to be an NHL player at some point in their career?
It's break time here on New England Hockey Journal. On the other side, we sit down with a Massachusetts high school hockey legend. New England Hockey Journal's Rinkwise podcast, hosted by me, Evan Marinofsky, is the hockey podcast for serious hockey players and their supporters to help guide them throughout their hockey careers with interviews and insight from some of the biggest names in the game. Download Rinkwise today wherever you get your podcasts or listen at hockeyjournal.com/podcast. The list is lengthy. It includes names such as Charlie Holt, Snooks Kelly, Len Siglarski, Garrett Reagan, Jack Parker, and Ed Burns. All are members of the Mass State Hockey Coaches Association Hall of Fame. Come this May, that list will grow, when the Hall adds a small handful of very deserving members. This year's list includes 4 head coaches. Dave Spinelli has been with Xaverian hockey for 27 years now, 24 as head coach. He's approaching the 300-win mark.
You know, the fact that the Coaches Association thought I was worthy of this nomination and then to be awarded it is exciting, humbling, and I'm thrilled to be part of such a great honor.
Among his role models, Spinelli credits his high school coach, Joe Finnegan at Rivers, for his early development and advancement in the game of hockey. Tom Finley was a co-founder of the girls hockey program in Hingham. He was the first head coach of the Hingham Harbor Women in their inaugural season starting in 2002. Finley spoke with us on the Hockey Journal a few years ago.
One of the things that I'm very proud of is many of my players who've gone off to play college hockey end up as being the captains of their college hockey team, which to me means I've been successful with actually teaching them the true values of being on a team.
Finley went on to coach the program for 18 seasons, 16 state tournament appearances, and 2 state titles. Frank Woods has led his alma mater at Boston Latin for 2 decades. He remembers getting the phone call about his induction from longtime Waltham coach John McGuire.
Took me a little bit by surprise when I got a call earlier this fall because I think I had forgotten how old I was. I thought I was a little too young to be getting that call, but no, it's great. So I'm really appreciative of it, and it's an honor for sure.
Woods won the state title in his first year with the Wolfpack in 2005 and won his second title with the school just last year. Those are 3 coaches entering the Hall this year, but there are 4. And the 4th is sitting right here. Arlington coach John Messuri. John, welcome and congratulations.
Thanks, Evan. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Of course. How's it feel to be a Hall of Famer?
I'm old. Yeah, you got to be old to be in a Hall of Fame. So old. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, for you, who are some of your most influential coaches that helped you become a coach?
Oh, certainly my dad, Eddie Burns, the Arlington High hockey coach, my baseball coach in Arlington, Bob Lavery. I had really good coaches growing up.
You know, Ed Burns, obviously there a long time. What was it like to sort of take over a team that he molded so heavily?
You know, at the time, we were kind of on hard times a little bit when we took over in 2011-12. So it was like, let's figure out how we can get going and to get Arlington hockey back again. Like, you know, my kids were young. I loved coaching in Winchester. I had a ball coaching in Winchester. We had some great runs there. That was really cool. And then in 2010, I was missing Anthony's games and the schedules weren't jiving. He was a squirt and we were living in Arlington. So I stopped coaching for about a year and a half. And then when the Arlington job and they moved to the Middlesex League, you know, then I was like, all right, this is a good opportunity. See if we get Arlington back to where it was.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you know, you've obviously had a lot of success since coming to Arlington. How do you think that's all come together so well?
Coaching today is about having the kids have enthusiasm about coming to the rink. And I think just, you know, motivating the kids and having them want to be at the rink and buying into what you're doing and making it fun. And I think you got to let them know that high school hockey is pretty special. You know, like I was watching, you know, the BC game, our game, you know, BC High game. We lost that game, but the rink was electric. The Winchester game the other day, the rink was electric. I'm sorry, but you're not going to find that in most college games. Forget about prep school games and kick it to the curb on juniors. Like, it's pretty special to be in that atmosphere.
You and I have talked a lot about kids staying in the MIAA, kids leaving the MIAA. What's been your philosophy on kind of helping kids stay longer?
Well, I mean, my philosophy is if you're talking to colleges and they're telling you, like, you got to move on to the next level, then you should move on to the next level. And if you're playing high school hockey and, you know, if you start lighting it up, then yeah, it's time to move on to the next level. But if you're not lighting it up and you like where you're at, just stay and keep playing and see what happens. You know, I think the unfortunate thing for Massachusetts hockey is we've had too many kids think that by moving, they're going to all of a sudden, Brownie at Boston College is going to go, wow, you're playing over here. Like, you got to be successful where you're at, enjoy what you're doing. It's a once in a lifetime shot, right? Like to play hockey, like enjoy where you're at and just keep going. Like we had 3 NHL draft picks last year. We had 3 NHL draft picks in the Winchester-Arlington game when I was coaching Winchester in 01.
It's fascinating how fast that changed. That wasn't that long ago.
It was, it was interesting, right? Because in 2010 was my last, one of my last year at Winchester. We played a Malden Catholic team in the Super 8 that rolled out 5 Division I players on their first line with the 2D. Collier, Vecchione, Fitzy on the wing, like BC, UNH, Northeastern, right, on Malden Catholic. And then the next time I made the Super 8 was with an Arlington in 16-17, and there was nobody committed, and we were in the finals. There was nobody committed in the finals in that game. So
that was 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's fascinating how quick that changed. Now to this team, right now as we sit here, your team is doing well. What's worked for you guys, and what's sort of your outlook going forward?
We've been good defensively. We've been getting good goaltending. Our defense has been playing real well. We haven't been scoring a lot, but nobody else has. So, you know, sooner or later, like the over/under in one of these games is going to be like 0.5 on DraftKings. So I would say that, yeah, we're competing hard. We're playing hard. I think we're going to not have as good of a record as we had last year. We're a little banged up right now, but I think we're going to be better when the tournament comes because everybody's playing us way harder this year than they played us last year. Like last year was supposed to be like a rebuilding year. And then everybody's kind of like, I mean, we're seeing everybody's best games. I go out and watch games. And, you know, I watch these teams play live. And I watched a couple of teams in our league play the other day live. And then we played one of them. I'm like, oh, man, they were not playing with this venom in the game I just watched them play.
One last thing, I mean, on the MIAA in general, this is something we talked about on that podcast, sort of the state of it, what you think of where Mass high school hockey is. I mean, where do you think this is headed? Where do you think the MIAA is
Well, I don't think it's just Mass hockey. I think prep school hockey is way down, too. I think it's better hockey than high school hockey, but prep school hockey's not doing so great, if you ask me. I mean, you used to go look at a Belmont Hill team, and they had 8 commits on the team. You know, now they have 2, 3 maybe, and one of them's an Arlington guy.
That's right. As we do this, he's the highest point getter on that team right now.
So that's
Evan Jones.
Yeah, good. Jonesy's the best. His father still coaches with me. You know, I had his older brother Brendan, but yeah, I mean that's a source of pride for us too. That a kid can leave a public high school, go to a prep school, and be their best player now. You know, so it shows that our development model and what we're teaching our kids might be working.
Well, that's Arlington coach John Messuri. Thanks for visiting with us today.
Evan, thanks for having me.
To follow Arlington hockey, check out My Hockey Live, which offers the only dynamic and interactive live stream broadcasting service for high schools in Massachusetts and prep schools throughout New England. Coverage includes sports and events, allowing families, fans, and alumni to watch their favorite teams anytime and from anywhere. Up next, want to play Division III college hockey? The commissioner of the Eastern Hockey League is here to show you how. For over 50 years, Laura Stam Power Skating has been training hockey players to skate faster, more powerfully, and more efficiently. Visit laurastam.com to learn more about their programs throughout North America and to register for their summer hockey clinics. Build your rink of dreams today, no matter what the size of your backyard rink, with high-quality white rink liners from J. Freeman. Call 800-841-9442 or sales@jfreemanco.net. If you're thinking about playing college hockey, the Eastern Hockey League may be the best way to get you there. The EHL gives players the chance to show their talents, players who have their sights on furthering their career. And to talk about the EHL and what it's all about is Neil Ravin, the commissioner of the Eastern Hockey League. Neil, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
So it's your first year as commissioner. How's it been?
It's been great so far. I think if you asked 25-year-old me if I'd be commissioner in 10 years, I'd probably say I don't know. But I'm happy with the way it's all played out and to be commissioner now. And we have a great league. It's really kind of a nice niche league, but it's been awesome to see it really grow with me being, I'd say, a part of it.
And when it comes to sort of how many teams you guys have, where they are, just kind of explain to people where you guys are centrally located.
Yeah, so we go as far north as Vermont all the way down to Philadelphia. So we're really a northeast league. We're playing all of our junior hockey where college hockey really still is dominant.
What are some of the unexpected challenges, some of the fun parts as well that you've had with it?
Yeah, so I think being a smaller, really kind of, quote, independent feeder to Division III, it's selling to the kids that Division III hockey is very good college hockey, right? You know, when it comes to the EHL, we like to tell a lot of families there's over 25 to 30 more Division II and III schools. 25 roster spots per school. You're talking about 750 more chances to play Division II or Division III, and it's really good hockey, and it's some really good academics too. So really, I think one of the toughest challenges, but one of the best challenges every day, is selling that to families so that they realize that D3 is a great option for them, and then when they go D3, after that college career is over, they're going to be in a great spot for the working world.
And you're in a great spot, obviously, with those colleges, and you have big showcases. You had your college series in October, you have one coming up in March. Explain sort of what those entail.
Yeah, so we have 3 league-wide showcases per year that we try and be very strategic about when they take place. And of course, the showcases, it's as simply defined as that's when all the teams get together and play games in the same building, right? For the hopes that college coaches show up, right? Now, along with those 3 college showcases, we also have the college series. Now, this is something that actually started 7 years ago. This past October was our 7th year of it. It was presented just randomly one off season. Every NCAA Division III school is given 2 exhibitions. And UMass Boston said to us, what if you played us? And I said, okay, let's give it a shot, right? Now, fortunately for us, our goalies that day made 56 saves or so. And we lost.
They had big days.
We lost 3-1 with an empty netter, but it took off from there.
You mentioned all these great things, the showcases, the life, the junior hockey, the central location to a lot of these Division III schools. But then there's, as you kind of mentioned earlier, the convincing, getting kids and families to understand that Division III hockey is really good. How have you learned to kind of handle that, and how are you helping coaches handle that?
I think you have to give them all the information that you have, knowing that they can have their own research and do their own research also, but when you present all the information so that they can take a step back and have their own dinner conversations and say, oh, they said this, they said that, they can take it all in and they can know, right? When it comes to playing Division I hockey, it's only getting harder. The competition to play Division I, with the addition of what's taking place in the CHL and then the transfer portal, really what it comes down to for Division I is if they haven't identified you when you're 16, 17, 18 years old, the tough conversation in the mirror is to say, all right, I may not be going Division I, right? And that's where if you can help those families realize that here's this Division III school that really is as strong academically as any school in the country, and here's why you should go here, because really when it comes down to, even after some players have played Division I hockey ends eventually, right? And you got to get into the working world. So I think when you just present everything to the families and you're honest and you're transparent throughout the entire process, they walk away and they say, all right, now we have all the information that we need. Let's make the right decision for the future.
So the EHL obviously growing a ton. You're in your first year. Where are you hoping the league goes? What are you guys hoping to do in the next couple of years?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for us is we've never changed who we are, right? I mean, there's been so much change in junior hockey with people, you could say per se, fighting for some of those Division I commitments. But I think the fact that we've stayed so true to who we are, the Division III schools especially have appreciated that. One of our goalies of the year from 2 years ago is playing at the University of Wisconsin Superior. Probably a school he never even thought would be on his radar 4 years ago, right? Let's get more kids there, right? I mentioned earlier, a lot of the colleges really are here in the Northeast, and that's where we send most of our kids, but let's get more players out to Minnesota, more kids out to Wisconsin, because there's really good Division III hockey out there as well.
Yeah, just kind of broadening those horizons, and it seems like you're doing that at the AHL. Neil, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.
Stay with us. More after this when New England Hockey Journal continues. Since 1972, Paul Vincent has been developing NHL and college hockey players. Train this spring and summer with Paul Vincent Hockey at one of its 4 Massachusetts locations in Canton, Falmouth, Middleton, and Saugus. To learn more and to reserve your spot today, visit pvhockey.com. Still basking in the glory, Team USA in the World Juniors. The red, white, and blue in early January were after their first ever back-to-back gold medal. And thanks to a Sudbury, Mass native and current Boston College forward, that journey was a success.
Boya, lead pass for Stiga. Here comes Teddy Stiga. Oh, Stiga shoots, scores! Teddy Stiga,
Teddy Stiga's first goal of the World Juniors came at the best moment possible. Another Massachusetts native and another from Boston College, Ryan Leonard, was named tournament MVP. Yet another member of the Eagles made a splash at the World Juniors, and one who many say could be the top selection at this summer's NHL draft.
To be a draft-eligible player, to play at the level he is, like he processes the game so well, makes decisions to set up his teammates and himself for scoring chances just about every shift. So he's so exciting to watch. He has hockey sense, skating, so I think he's easily going to be a top pick and could go as high as number 1 depending on which team's picking.
More from the NHL Central Scouting's Dave Gregory on next month's show. Finally, the latest edition of New England Hockey Journal magazine is available now. Several stories await. Explore what impact the new rules allowing free passing from the Canadian Hockey League to NCAA hockey may have on the prep school landscape in New England. Learn about the medical discovery that helped doctors identify gigantism in Jack Harney of Needham, Mass. As he pursues a future in college hockey. And see why scouts are enamored with Rocco Pelosi of Mount St. Charles, who might be the next big hockey prospect to emerge from New England. And that's it for this edition of New England Hockey Journal. I'm Evan Marinofsky. We'll see you at the rink.